My report is on the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan in 1979. Before the actual invasion of Afghanistan, much of the events in Afghanistan itself attributed to the actual invasion. One of them, and the main reason, was a military coup in 1978. The new leader of that coup was Nur Muhammad Tarki and its Prime Minister Hazlul Ahmed. Their first action was to seek assistance from the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union obliged and sent advisors to help them form a communistic government. Decrees like taking away land from wealthy landowners and giving it to the peasants who worked it, women going to classes, and having women not wear veils were new decrees. All these are against Islamic faith. Mullahs, Islamic priests, began to form small groups called Mujahideen, which means soldiers of God. With other men, they began to protest by burning down schools and universities and other things around the country. Hazlul Ahmed, the Prime Minister, had nothing of anything to care what these men did, as he still drove on with his reforms. Even if anybody did suggest optimism to him or opposition, he had them arrested or shot. In July 1979, President Jimmy Carter sent covert aid to the Mujahideen to fight against the communistic government of Afghanistan. Many of the Afghanistan military would desert and fight for the Mujahideen. This caused Tarki to beg for assistance from the Soviet Union in the form of troops and not just advice. The Soviet Union denied him every time. After Tarki returned to Afghanistan from a trip to Moscow, Amin had him seized and executed. Amin was now the president. In Moscow, many felt that it was now the time to invade Afghanistan. In the past, Soviet Union had invaded other countries like Hungary and Czechoslovakia with great success. So on December 25, 1979, the Soviet Union crossed the northern borders of Afghanistan and on the outskirts of Kabul killed Amin. The Soviet Union appointed a new president. His name was Barack Kemal, merely a puppet to the Soviet Union, doing their ever bidding. Never had the Soviet Union, though, invaded a country beyond the borders of the Warsaw Pact. This infuriated many countries, especially the United States, by blocking grain deliveries to the Soviet Union and boycotting the Olympics in Moscow. By 1980, though, there were over 100,000 troops, Soviet Union troops, in Afghanistan. They were controlling most of the main cities. Though the Mujahideen were in small areas and troops, they were all in different ethnics and tribes, thus even fighting amongst themselves with the Navy not even fighting against the Soviets at the time. So to get funds and aids to the Mujahideen, the United States asked Pakistan for assistance to supply and aid the Mujahideen. It worked. And by 1983 and 85, many of the U.S. officials now saw that they could actually win this war. So instead of sending $100 million worth of weapons covertly, now they decided to do $1 billion. This, of course, made the Mujahideen very impressive on the battlefield with new weapons and technologies. With this, the new leader of the Soviet Union, Mikhail Gorbachev, began to pull his troops out in 1988, with the final ones being pulled out in 1989. But the loss of Afghanistan life was extensive. More than 1 to 2 million lives were lost, and the country was never and has never been the same after this war. Much of this can be attributed to their own doing, but most of it to the Soviet invasion of 1979.